Almost 1 year ago, I started my cycling journey. It was here in my living room on the indoor trainer when I spent first 4 winter months. Then I went riding outdoors and I have been documenting the whole beginner process, all the ups and downs on this Becoming a Cyclist series. And I gotta say, it's been really enjoyable and rewarding journey so far. However, proper fall weather here in Czechia just hit with lots of raining, and even though I'm looking forward for some fall/winter rides outdoor as well, I thought that today is the right time to rebuild my indoor setup again and enjoy some sunny ride in the ROUVY app. However, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it today alone without my good friend Marty, who's been getting me into cycling and helping me around with basically everything. But let's go find out. Oh, give me a sec. Well, actually, already a few days back, Cyclist sent me these two packages so I can take my indoor setup to the next level. So I guess it's an unboxing time today. However, I'm gonna put this one aside because that is for Eva, my girlfriend. It is also connected to the indoor setup, but I'm gonna show you that probably in the next video. But it is super exciting as well. I can't wait for that. So stay tuned and let's put this one aside. Ooh, it's heavy. And let's take this one and let's do some unboxing. Okay, so let's just put it, for example, here. And actually, before we are gonna unbox that, just a few notes, because as you can see, I've had this setup with the mat, with the table throughout the whole summer. So basically, since I built this indoor setup, as I mentioned, almost a year ago, it is still here and it's like a base for my bike. This is basically because, as you can see, maybe also in the previous videos, we with Eva live in a quite small flat. However, this is like between phase, if I can call it that way, as we already bought a piece of land and we're aiming and we're dreaming about building our own house with a garden, hopefully with some home gym, with a garage or something like that as well. So that is in the upcoming years to come, and now we are here. And I don't want to sound that I don't like it here or something like that, but I just want to give you a bit more context because in a couple of first videos when I was documenting all of that, someone pointed it out that it is kind of small. It is, but this is the priority for me, for example, to have the bike here, to be enjoying that, to be working on myself. Also Eva, that we can work out at home as well, because that is the priority rather than just, I don't know, for example, having a TV here or something else. So I wanted to just flag that out, that we know it is not the biggest place. So that's why it is you can see the kitchen there and the eating table, and here is the setup. So for some of you, it may be weird, but for us, I don't mind it. It is what it is, basically. And we are working on that house. And maybe this can be also a motivation, maybe to some of you who has also a small flat or living in a college or something like that. I don't know, some college flat, I mean, that a small space doesn't need to be a no for the indoor trainer. Anyway, enough of me talking. And before we're gonna unbox that, it's time to go to the storage room and bring the smart trainer here, which should be somehow from the last year, almost prepared, if I remember. And then I'm gonna remove the back wheel and put the smart trainer in, which sounds easy. I'm not really sure if it will go so fast. However, then we should have the smart trainer and the whole indoor setup ready almost completely, because then it's time to unbox this little thing, or maybe not so little. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we have the smart trainer in the position, and I did some chatting with ChatGPT just to be sure about the process, but I should have everything ready. I have some paper napkins in case there will be something dirty, because I just don't like when I have something on my fingers. So yeah, let's put this aside, and hopefully, yeah, it would be nice if there would be a second person to hold the bike. but I guess I need to learn it somehow and someday. So let's make today the good opportunity for that. So I will remove the scoover, remove the back wheel, and then I will try to put it onto the smart trainer, onto the same position, and then just put the scoover in, which should be doable. So enough of talking, let's do it. Okay, so first let's put the smart trainer completely out of here and let's mount the skeever. I'm not really sure what is the best approach where to hold it, since this will become a bit clumsy. Maybe like that. Okay, so here's the skeever, I'm not sure. Again, and very slowly. Okay, we got the bike, we got the wheel. Maybe it's still in the chain. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but yeah, now I will try to put the smart trainer in. Then I can fix the correct position, but at least very roughly. And now the most important part. Come on. Hopefully I will manage to do the workout today. Yeah, maybe now it's sitting. There we go. It looks in the correct position, almost. And now I will basically try to see if I can put through the skewer. Yeah, I can see through, nice. That means, at least in my humble beginner opinion, that it is the correct position. And now just skew it in. Okay, so it looks I made it so far. I didn't like the sounds at the beginning, but I guess it looks... I was really hoping for this sound. Okay, so let's try to change the gears. Yes, come on. Yes, I can't explain how happy I feel. I'm sweating already from just building it. I guess we can remove this. Okay, so I guess we got the basic setup ready. Let's try to give it a shot. Yes. Nice one. Also, I just remembered that I need to put this path spacer, if I call it the right way, to the brakes, since now the disc is missing. So if by any means I would pull the brakes, like the two little parts would go to each other and they wouldn't like retract back. So that's why, and correct me if I'm wrong, you need to put the pad spacer in the brake. So let's try to do that. And maybe I should have done that before I put that onto the trainer. Let's go find out. Yeah, almost. Yes, the click in was so satisfying. Yes, nice. And now, let's unbox this. Okay. Okay, so let's follow the step-by-step process. Should be pretty quick. Maybe you've already guessed, or like you can already see actually what it is. So it's a smart fan. And if you've been actually around in this Becoming a Cyclist series in my previous videos from the indoor trainer, you could have seen the comments, and many wise people were like asking, Dominic, where is your smart fan? How can you be doing the indoor training without a smart fan? So now I got one. I'm super happy, and it looks pretty sick so far, even though it's not complete just yet. So let's complete it. So this should be like the first option. You can build it with this adjustable height. I'm like 6'3", so this is pretty high. And I will try actually the second option, which will be like without the stand, just on the ground on this thing. So we'll see. Yes, and we're just gonna, according to the plan here, put it onto this thing. Yeah, okay, so the cable is there, and I guess now you can just rotate it and adjust like the direction of the air, which is nice. Okay, so let's try to turn it on. And there should be also a remote controller. And as I'm looking at right now, there are actually 5 working modes, and speed mode, heart rate mode, power mode, manual mode, and smart mode. And in a nutshell, you can connect, for example, your heart rate monitor, and then it like adjusts according to your heart rate or my heart rate, or you can obviously set it manually, or you can connect it more devices even, or it can like adjust based on your workout, what you're doing. So should be pretty fun, should be pretty smart. Okay, so let's go try to power it on. Sorry for the wind right to the camera. I wasn't aware that it will start right away. Okay, I guess I was never riding that fast, so the wind would be so much in my hair. Okay, so I can set the volume here. So yeah. Okay, so the first test of this thing is complete. Obviously I will try it during the ride, and I guess then it will be about like my preference, if I will be preferring the stand. Not really sure, because I don't have experience with any fans, but so far it looks pretty sick, super clean and straightforward. Anyway, now before I will hop on the bike and do the ride, I will have a lunch and obviously then do a quick break. Let's make some coffee, and then I'm finally gonna jump on the bike, which I'm really looking forward to. Okay, so the lunch and espresso is down in my stomach, and now two things, short things, before I will hop on the bike and do some easy ride, hopefully on some sunny course. So the first thing is that, as I mentioned at the very beginning, is the fact that I'm also planning to do some outdoor fall/winter rides, which will be again something completely new to me. So I just wanted to ask you if you have any tips or recommendations for these such routes, such rides in, I would say, not ideal conditions. I will be definitely aiming for not wet routes anymore, as you could have seen in the previous video where I slipped but fortunately didn't fall. Okay, so that was really a good lesson for me. So I will be definitely aiming for some sunny day, even though it will be cold and everything, maybe windy. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, which I wanted to mention before hopping on the bike, is basically the fact that I will be spending majority of winter on the indoor trainer with ROUVY and their realistic routes. And here comes actually the full circle moment for me, which, to be honest, I still really can't believe, because folks from ROUVY actually reach out to me that they like my ROUVY videos and basically the whole beginner cycling journey, and that they would love to support other beginner riders. So we actually prepared like a special deal, if I could call it that way, that if you will use the Dominic code at checkout, you will get 5 weeks of ROUVY for free. So standard is 7 days, and if you will use that code, as I mentioned, you will get up to next 4 weeks. So 5 weeks in total for you to decide whether you like ROUVY or not. Maybe you have already the indoor setup, or you're just thinking about, like as me, buying and building your first indoor setup, and then you can hop on ROUVY and just try things out, and you can like try many different workouts in that 5 weeks, obviously. I think this is a great opportunity, but also I want to be super transparent about this. If you use that code, I will get something small back as well. So I wanted to be super clear about that. And yeah, this is just pretty surreal, as I mentioned. And I just wanted to thank you guys, because like 1 year ago I started this journey, and now I'm sitting in this position and encouraging other beginner riders or other riders in general to start their indoor journey, start their cycling journey in general, or just start using ROUVY, which I've been really enjoying. As you could have seen in the previous videos, I was like a little boy, and I think I will be again like a little boy in the next few minutes as I will hop on the bike and turn on ROUVY again. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you. I don't take it for granted for you being watching, commenting, giving me tips, and being part of this Becoming a Cyclist series, me getting into cycling, and now we can make something like that with ROUVY for other riders, and also like me at least partially giving something back to you. So thanks again, and now let's hop on the bike. yeah, I'm already in the ROUVY's main menu, and I really can't wait to hop on the saddle and just start riding, because my goal for today is basically do an easy recovery ride, as 3 days ago we did a half marathon race with Marty, so it was like very first running race for him, and it's been like that he's getting me to the cycling, I've been getting him, helping him get into running. So it was his first race we did in Hradec Králové, which is like here in Czechia, and absolute legend he is. He did 1 hour 38 minutes for his first half marathon, which is crazy. My first half marathon was way over 2 hours. Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to do some easy recovery ride, as I still do feel my legs and I just want to spin them out. So that's why I also thought that building an indoor setup today will be a great idea. So yeah, today nothing crazy, and let's go through the ROUVY's menu. Let's see what is new. So explore Mallorca. Yeah, that is exactly what I was mentioning with some sunny ride on ROUVY. Anyway, let's check on. I got the smart trainer connected. Yes, heart rate monitor connecting. I'm not really sure why it's not connected, but I'm gonna skip that for today. As I mentioned, I have it on my watch, and I can do that later on because I really can't wait. So the most important thing is that the smart trainer is connected, and let's also check like my character. Okay, so not really sure why I have this like colorful set. So let's try to look at the bike. Okay, so I have the ROUVY bike, and unfortunately I have, as I can see, 27k ROUVY coins, ROUVY points. I'm not really sure how it's called, so I'm still like nowhere near to buy anything in this shop. Anyway, can I just change the color of the frame, for example, to the white? Yeah, that looks much better. And the jersey, let's change the jersey, at least again the color, because I guess there won't be anything special for me just yet, because I haven't been really focusing on some challenges and some like social rides and anything where I guess you get the most of the rewards and like the customization on your character and stuff like that. Let's pick some jersey which can be also to the white. Okay, and change the bibs as well maybe. So this was this one, and change the color. Yeah, that is actually something which I was mentioning in some of my videos, that I would love to see much more customization options right from the beginning, because I believe there is a lot of stuff, but I would love to pick much more. Maybe that is the like little kid speaking out of me from these like games I used to play as a little kid. However, the socks, so also ROUVY, make them white somehow. Okay. None. Okay, you can ride without socks, but that is weird. I won't be doing that, whether in real life or online. And shoes, can we have? No, I have just the basic ones. And helmet, maybe can I change helmet? I have pretty. Okay, let's put the TT helmet. Yeah, definitely. No, I'm just joking. I won't be riding too fast, whether online or offline. I believe that through this winter I'm gonna collect much more of that. So now let's pick some easy sunny route. Ironman. Okay, Ironman. That isn't gonna happen today. anytime soon. Like those Ironman routes will be crazy long, right? Yeah, 4 hours, 3 hours, 8 hours. Okay, let's get out of here very quickly. Even though I admire that, because it's super cool that if you're into like long riding or into Ironman, this is pretty cool that you can ride those actual courses along the world. However, that is definitely not for me. And oh, keep your summer going 2025. Guys, this must be it for the sunny ride, recovery ride, something super easy, 30-40 minutes maybe. Here, Alma, Chiga, 40 minutes, Calpe, Spain. There is actually 54 real people riding, and it's 35 minutes estimated time of arrival, if I reckon this like acronym 15K, so it will be pretty short. That is exactly like give me a better option for a very sunny ride than this Calpe, Spain, with more than 50 other riders. So let's pick that, and average grade is actually -0.2. So guys, I think there is no more questions and we're just gonna jump right into it. Start, just ride. Join challenge and ride. Do you want to join this challenge? Well, I'm not really sure. Let's join it, okay? Because there was this skip button. Okay, so I guess it will be starting. Ooh, I'm already on the route. I'm into pedals and let's go. I'm already moving. Yes. And so I will just start the activity on my Apple Watch, especially when I don't have the heart rate monitor in the ROUVY connected just yet. So let's do it. We're back at business, baby. So first thing first, what I can see is there is this like user interface change, because it was completely different. Like, I mean, this graph, the grade, the watts and the people on the curves. So that looks much cleaner and much better, I would say. I won't be definitely focusing on some watts, but I will just try to keep my heart rate definitely under 140s. In case I would have heart rate monitor connected properly, it will be showing here. I'm gonna fix that for next time, definitely. So far everything works just fine regarding the smart trainer. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will hold. 4 p.m. and it's already getting dark, and it will be worse and worse in days to come. So I would love to live somewhere near the sea, near the like Spain, Italy, something like that, just to be experience more sun throughout the year. But it is what it is, I guess. And also, I'm not really sure if it's visible on the camera, but I put this like little blue light behind me in order to like light it up a bit. So I just hope it doesn't look like I'm riding a spaceship. My goal was to just like make it more like energetic, I would say. 136 beats per minute. It's okay. I was missing that. I was missing this. Not that riding outdoors would be somehow bad, not at all, but I'm really looking forward to just throughout the week, just wake up super early, just hop on the bike and like riding on such routes in ROUVY, or even sometimes just like split the screen, put YouTube on one half, some video. I'm really looking forward to that. Ooh, someone is overpassing me and I can be trapped in, I forgot that. But I guess this guy is, let him go, let him go. He's maybe also doing a recovery ride, but in a different tempo, so. And I almost forgot turn on the smart fan, as I was used to that. I don't have any. So let's go find out if the remote control works, hopefully, so I don't need to get out of the bike. Oh yeah, ooh. Nice. Ooh. It's really a difference. And I was actually checking the stats, or like the specs of the smart fan, and there was the fact that it can simulate like the speed, like the wind speed of 50 kilometers per hour, which was pretty funny because I think I never rode that fast. So at least I can simulate that speed on the indoor trainer. But yeah, I think it will be nice to have it like from the ground, because it feels like the air is coming from the back, from the ground. I can change the intensity. So this is like the maximum. Let's try. And I'm also curious if it will be, and I'm also curious how it will sound. Like this is the full intensity on the video, because so far it feels like very calm and not noisy at all, the lower intensity again. And I was thinking that pretty soon I will do an FTP test again to see if there is any fitness gain on the bike. Basically after first year, even though I haven't been riding so much, I guess there must be some change at least, hopefully. I think it will be pretty handy to have a smartphone, because you guys under the videos where I did the FTP test were recommending me like how can you do an FTP test without fan. So now I will be more prepared, hopefully, whether fitness wise or like equipment wise. So I guess there won't be a space for excuses. 4K in almost, and we have 11 to go, and the second half of it should be more of a descent. So far so good. Well, I gotta say, like another one. Well, this is my daily bread, whether outdoors or indoors. Someone is still overpassing me. Never mind. And I'm almost 6K in now, currently in the tunnel. There's a lot of traffic. And if you're also using ROUVY already, just add me to your friends by handle Drumsberg, and we can connect. And you can also find me on Strava, and we can connect there as well to at least virtually be riding together. There's some construction going on. That is nice. That is nice, like you see like the real world. You're just going around places. I'll be curious how many routes is now in ROUVY in total. Okay, another guy. He's so fast. I even didn't manage to draft a few seconds behind him. Yeah. And I just realized that Eva is sometimes doing the workouts, like high intensity workouts or some strength session here at home. That's why there is always, if you ever noticed, some like girly stuff, some small dumbbells and stuff like that. And she can use the smart fan as well, like for other workouts. I mean, basically not just indoor rides. So I guess she will forgive me to like have another stuff connected to cycling here in the living room because she can use it as well. And look, there guys, I'm riding with them, but these ones are the real ones. So let's go try to chase them. But they are faster, so I won't be pushing that. That is so nice. Look at that. I'm riding and like the peloton is ahead of me. I'm obviously losing the sight of them, but it's just super nice about ROUVY. And I will now try to turn off the fan for a while just to see the difference. And already after 5-10 seconds I can feel like the heat in my face. I just don't know how I was able to do the whole season without a fan now. It's like, I think it's one of those things when if you try them, you just can't go back. There is some runner on the side. Yeah, it's great. It's a beautiful route. Ooh, I almost hit the lady. Yeah, McDonald's sign. That is where I'm heading, for sure. That's my direction, always. Yeah guys, let's go. The crew we are. There are some ladies as well, one guy. So let's make a friendship here. That is so fun. Look at that. I guess that's another aspect why many people is riding this route, because there is a lot of real riders like onto the footage in ROUVY. I don't want to be pushing, but like riders ahead of me. They are making me to hold them on. And yeah, I'm sweating. So let's turn on again the fan. Like the first wave of that air. It's like when you're riding outdoors during a hot summer day and you just get a Coca-Cola. But yeah, I really like, it's really calm, not noisy at all. So I can be using that early in the morning. Like it's far less noisier than the actual bike, which you can probably hear. It's quite noisy, even though I have the mat. And my current plan is also, as I mentioned, to do the indoor sessions. Like that will be my, like the cardiovascular training, the aerobic trainings, and I will also continue to do the strength sessions in the gym, like 3 times per week, at least 4 times, and then like 3 times the indoor session here. I'm not really into like 2 trainings per day, but sometimes I do that, like gym session in the morning and then, for example, just something like that, recovery ride, or just like spin my legs when I'm like working a lot behind the computer. And for example, I don't want to go for a walk, or it's, I don't know, raining, so I can hop on the bike and be in Spain. So what's better? And yeah, for that like outdoor rides during the fall and winter, as I was mentioning, I still need to buy something like better clothing or some equipment, maybe like better light, even though I'm not planning to ride like that early in the morning as I like to, mostly because of the dark mornings. So I guess it will be mostly about some jacket. I have actually like the long bibs already, but some like warm jacket, gloves especially for sure. And maybe let me know if it's worth it to buy like a hat under the helmet, like some fin. So if you have some experience with that, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know if it's like something you would recommend, basically. Because I can imagine like the biggest issue for me regarding the weather conditions and being cold will be the gloves, because when there is cold outside, the first thing I feel are always the fingers. So I'm really sensitive on them, and I can imagine like the ears, the face is also pretty sensitive. But yeah, I'm planning to do that mostly because of like to experience that, to try that, and also to enjoy some like fall weather, because I really like the colorful landscape, especially here in the mountains behind the city, which you could have seen already in my videos, but during the summer. So I want to show it to you, and also to myself and to Eva maybe as well, my girlfriend, during the fall, because it's really beautiful there. So I will take the drone again. The good thing is that on the jacket, if I will buy it, like the winter jacket, I should have more pockets, so there will be more space to put on my snacks and drone and camera, because that was sometimes a real challenge. And I'm almost in the finish. I'm still talking, and I'm almost at the end of my today's ride. There's almost 100 people live, and I'm also planning to do more like those live events which ROUVY plans, which you can find when you log in into the app, or also on the social media, I guess. So last time, or like last year, I did like the live event with Wout van Aert. So I'm not saying that all the time there is some guest like that, but I mean those live events where there's like a big group ride of many people. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm planning to try it as well, like some dedicated workouts, considering, for example, the fact that I won't be doing, let's say, speed workouts on track, like running. So I can do some like fast speed workout on the bike. Not really sure if this is the term, like real thing, but some like VO2 max or stuff like that. So I'm really curious to try them out, because I know there's plenty of them in ROUVY as well. So that is the area of ROUVY which I haven't gone into just yet. So we will see what this winter will bring. 300 meters to the finish, palms, sun, blue sky, and just beautiful roads of Spain. What else can I wish for? Okay, last 80 meters. Oh, and I can see the finish. Let's change gears. Yeah, this is actually far more better than I remember that last year. Let's turn this off. Yeah, because there was always, like, when you finish the route, there was like only like 5 to 10 seconds before you start another, unless you did some action. So now I can really easily just drop off from the saddle and just, you know, like talk to you like this, or just think about if I want to do something else, like some other ride, I mean. So this is really nice that it isn't forcing me to do another ride like right away, I would say. So kudos to ROUVY team. Rate the quality of this route. I would give it a 5 stars. This is almost 5,000 people said, like 4.4 stars. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. And average power, zone 2, zone 3, okay. And the heart rate, yeah, the heart rate is there. It's not there actually because, yeah, as I mentioned, it wasn't connected. This looks also a bit better than I remember it. Like much more cleaner, spacier, and you can see the other riders. The riders you spend the most time with during your ride. Okay. So it's like the closest people who've been riding near to me. Okay, so I guess it's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for not just watching this video, but for being part of this Becoming a Cyclist series, for being around and for watching other videos, because I highly appreciate that, as I mentioned before I hopped on the bike. Because thanks to that we can do this stuff with ROUVY, for example, or the Cyclist sending me this smart fan, which I highly appreciate that. I don't take it for granted, and this whole like creative hobby for me and learning along the way and documenting that is really fun for me, and I want this to be fun also for you, and I want to give like back as much as possible, also for all the advices I receive from you, whether on the YouTube videos or on Strava in direct messages. So I really appreciate you, and take care. Enjoy your indoor rides if you're about to start as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.